Hello my dear students, how are you? I am your English teacher. I hope all of you to be safe at your home. It's a long time since we met in the classrooms. Because of this pandemic situation, we are unable to meet. So I am meeting with you through like this. Anyhow, anyway, unnecessarily you don't come out and wander. If it is necessary to come out, compulsory you have to wear mask, you have to use sanitizer, and also you have to maintain social distance. Okay, so you have to stay at home, be safely. Come to the point. All of you welcome to my class with your English textbooks. Today in this class, I am going to teach you first unit, reading A. What is our first unit? Personality development. It means the theme of this unit, we have to develop our personality through positive thinking. What is reading A? Attitude is altitude. It means we have to keep on our thoughts always at the high level. Then only we can achieve our goals in our life. Okay. By the positive thinking, we can do anything, everything. We can do miracles also. Miracles always happen in our life when you start believing in yourself. When you start believing in yourself, then only the miracles will happen in your life. Okay. If we look at the Swami Vivekananda quotes, there are so many quotations. So many people, so many members inspired by the Swami Vivekananda quotations. Totally, they changed their life and did miracles in their life. And also, they achieved their goal in the life. Okay. Among some quotations, I liked so much this quotation. See here, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. See how much inspirational to be this quotation to us. Likewise, there is another one. All power is within you. You can do anything, everything. Can you do anything? Yes, you can do anything when you believe in yourself. You can do miracles also in your life. Can you do miracles in your life? Okay. Let me start the lesson. Before going to teach the lesson, let me tell you a small story about a thirsty crow. I am telling you this story is for listening purpose. You have to develop your listening skill. Listening to the stories is the first step to learn the language. Okay, so you have to listen to my story carefully and answer to my questions. I will give you some questions at the end of the story. Okay, let me start the story. Once upon a time, there was a crow. After having its grain, it wanted to drink water. So, it searched for drinking water, but there was no any little pond also. In order to search for drinking water, it wanted to go to somewhere. There was a small village. It went to there and wandered throughout the village, but it could not find any little water pot also. But it did not give up its effort until finding water. It tried again and again and again. At last, it found a small pot at a corner. It went to there and looked into it if there was any water. Yes, there was a little much of water, and also it was at the beneath of the pot. It felt very happy and tried to drink water, but it could not drink water because there was a little much of water and also it was beneath of the pot. So it was unable to drink the water. It fell in thoughts. There was a problem to it. It had to solve the problem. So it was started to thinking to find solution for the problem. After some time, it found a solution for that problem and looked at around nearby there for pebbles. There were so many pebbles. It went to there and picked some pebbles and dropped one by one into the pot. Later, the water came up to the pot and also it became too easy to drink for it. It felt very happy and drank the water and flew away from there. Do you understand this story? What do you understand? What is the theme of this story? The theme of the story is every problem has a solution. In everybody's life, there are so many problems. Where there is a problem, there is a solution. Just we have to think positively and we have to find a solution for the problem. Okay. Let me ask the questions. What was the need of the crow? First question. What was the need of the crow? Next to second question. How did the crow solve the problem? These are the questions. First question is, what was the need of the crow and how did the crow solve the problem? So these are the questions. You have to answer to these questions. Okay, let me start the lesson. Before going to teach the lesson, let me recall the previous class, something about Nick who is sick. Okay. Nick who is sick. He is a torso. It is called pocomilia in medical explanation. He was born without arms and legs. He has a small foot. It is called a chicken drumstick. By the help of this small foot, he can balance himself, he can play, he can golf, he can write and he can type also. His parents. His father was a computer programmer and a accountant. His mother was a nurse. Later, his parents has taken a decision that his parents did not like to join him in the mainstream school. Common school it is. His parents did not like to join him in the special school. What is special school? Disabled persons, they can study in the special schools. So, they did not like to send him to the special school. They wanted to send him to the mainstream school. First of all, he felt much fear about that decision, but laterly that decision became very happy to the Nick, because there only he changed his life. Okay. There was a small video about Nick who is sick. Let us watch.
Andhra Pradesh Diksha E-Content Learning Program Class 10 English Unit-1 Personality Development. Objectives: Pupils are able to understand the power of positive thinking. Pupils are able to understand the meanings of the words able and disabled. Pupils are able to develop the confidence. Pupils are able to know the difference of the positive thinking and the negative thinking. Keywords: perseverance, determination, humiliation, doors. Nick is born as no arms and legs. He is a torso. His father was a computer programmer and mother was a nurse. He joined in a mainstream school and completed his degree in financial management and real estate. He is a motivational speaker and gave speech throughout the world. He can play so many games. His surfing master is Bethany Hamilton. He got Australian Young Citizen Award for his bravery and perseverance. He got married with Kenemiya Hara and wrote the inspirational book Love Without Limits. His motto: if we fail, we try again and again until we reach our. He can play hockey, football, golf, swimming, surfing, writing, etc. Conclusion: Pupils understood the differentiation of the positive thinking and the negative thinking. Pupils understood the power of determination and perseverance. Pupils developed their confidence and perseverance. Pupils understood that do not stop their efforts until they reach their goals. Thank you.
Let me come to the remaining part of the lesson. Okay. Slot is, see here, all of you take your textbook. The page number is 4. There, I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, isn't there? From there to lost and helped others, said Nick. See here, from here to there, slot is. Okay. Let me teach you. Before I will read this slot, all of you listen to me carefully for pronunciation purpose. Okay. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, he said. I went to my mummy crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. I felt cold and bitter. I hated God for doing this to me and was terrified of what would happen when my parents weren't there to look after me. I could brush my own teeth with a wall-mounted brush and wash my own hair with pump action soap. But there was so much that was impossible for me. At Easton, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. I felt there was no purpose when you lack purpose and strength. It is hard to hold on, he said. But with the help of his religion, friends and family, Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph over adversity. When I was 13, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man who had managed to achieve great things and helped others, said Nick. So, who has written this story? Nick only has written this story. His story has written by himself only. So, it is called autobiography. What is the differentiation of biography and autobiography? What is the meaning of biography and autobiography? Biography means a person's story is written by somebody. It is called biography. Autobiography means a person's story is written by himself only. It is called autobiography. Okay. Let me start. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, he said. I went to my mummy crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. At the age of 8 years old, he wanted to kill himself. Why did he wanted to kill himself? He is a torso. He was born without arms and legs. So he felt much depression always. He was feeling much depression always. And also he could not bear his life without arms and legs. Always he has to depending on others. So he did not like to depending on others. So it is very hard to him. So he went to go to his mother and said to her like this, I wanted to kill myself. Mummy, I wanted to kill myself. I did not like to live on. But his mummy consoled him so many ways. Oh my dear, you don't think like that. You don't do like that. We are here. Your father and me also. We are here to help you. Please, you don't do. You don't give me punishment. And also he gave much courage to him. I felt cold and bitter. I hated God for doing this to me and was terrified of what would happen when my parents weren't there to look after me. What is the meaning of cold and bitter? Cold and bitter also, it is nothing but depression. Depression means feeling so much sadness about himself. Okay, he was always thinking very unhappily. So he has much depression. And also he hated God. Why did he hate the God? Because God has given him such a life. He was born without arm. He was born as a torso. He was born without arms and legs. So such a life God has given to him. So he did not like to God. But there are parents. He has good parents. They look after him very well. So he says thanks to God to give such a parents. Okay. I could brush my own teeth with a wall-mounted brush and wash my own hair with pump action soap. But there was so much that was impossible for me. His parents provided him so many things to help him. Okay, he has to do his own works himself only. So his parents provided so many things like there are a wall mounted brush to brush his teeth. There is a pump action soap to take his bath. Though there are so many things to help him, but that are impossible to him to do his work to himself only. At age 10, Nick tried to drown himself in the bath, but luckily the attempt was unsuccessful. He was always suffering a lot about himself. So always he tried to take suicide attempt. So at the age of 10 years old also he wanted to kill himself. So while he was bathing, wantedly he drowned into the water himself and commit suicide. But that attempt was unsuccessful. That attempt did not happen. Fortunately, he was rescued by someone. Okay. I felt there was no purpose when you lack purpose and strength. And also his feeling was there is a purpose to every life. There is a purpose to every life. But to my life, there is no any purpose. And also I don't have any strength. So I did not like to live on. So I wanted to kill myself. So he did many attempts suicide, lost his life. Okay. It is hard to hold on, he said. Such a life he was unable to pull on. But with the help of his religion, friends and family, Nick managed to pull through to become an international symbol of triumph over adversities. In his life, there are so many adversity. What is meaning of adversity? Adversity means difficulties. See here, adversity means difficulties. This is a active word. This is a passive word. What is the differentiation between them? What is meaning of active word? Daily we use in our conversation these active words. These are the words we know very well, which is used in our daily conversation. But this word also has the same meaning, but we do not use such a words. So it is called passive word. Okay. Though in his life so many adversities, so many difficulties, he became an international symbol of triumph and over adversities. What is meaning of triumph? Victory. By the help of his parents, friends and also people of the society. He achieved his success in his life. How did he became an achiever in his life? Let me know. When I was 13, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man who had managed to achieve great things and helped others, said Nick. At the age of 13 years, he had read a newspaper article. What is that newspaper article? This newspaper article has about a disabled man. Though he was a disabled man, that a person, he was a disabled man. He did so many things and he helped to others. By the reading that newspaper article, Nick was totally changed his attitude. Since then, he started to think positively. Since then, he started to believe himself only. So, he did many things successfully in his life. Okay? Do you understand this passage? In the examination point of view, when we look at the passage, first of all, we have to discuss about passage questions. Okay? In the question paper, there may be three sections. Section A is passage questions. Section B is bit paper. There will be vocabulary and grammar. Section C is creative expressions. First of all, we have to discuss about passage questions. All of you read the passage, I mean the slot, once again and answer to my questions. Okay? In the examination, how to write answers only for 2 questions. Remaining 3 questions. For that questions, you have to choose the correct answers. Okay? But here, I am asking this kind of questions. Okay? Okay, once again, you have to read the slot. Did you read the slot? Okay. Come to the point. What is the first question? Who is the speaker of the passage? Who is the speaker of the passage? Nick Vujicic. Okay. Who is the speaker of this passage? Nick Vujicic. Next, second question. Why did he want to kill himself? Why did he want to kill himself? Because he was born without no arms and legs. Always he had to depending on others. So he did not like to live on. So he wanted to kill himself. Okay. Next, what is third question? What is the meaning of cold and bitter? What is the meaning of cold and bitter? It is nothing but depression. Always he was thinking about himself very sadly. He felt much stress also. So it is called depression. So depression is called cold and bitter. Next question. How did he become a global victory? Global victory means global. It is nothing but international. Victory. It is nothing but triumph. The word is given in the passage. Okay, you don't confuse now. How did he become a global victory? You have to write down like this. After reading a newspaper article, totally he changed his attitude and also he started thinking positively. Not only that, but also his parents and his friends and the people of the society encouraged him so much, so he became an international triumph over adversities. Okay, you have to answer like this also. Next, fifth question. When did he read a newspaper article? When did he read a newspaper article and what about that? When did he read a newspaper article? At the age of 13 years old, one day he read a newspaper article about a disabled person. What about that article? Though he was a disabled person, he did so many things in the different way and also he helped to other persons who is in needy. Okay, you have to answer to the question like this. Okay, understood ma? In the passage, for every sentence, you have to ask the question. You have to frame the question for every sentence. It is useful to you for there is a topic in the section C, creative expressions. Okay, you have to frame the questions for the sentences. So now itself also from the beginning you have to develop that skill. For each and every sentence you have to frame a question. Okay ma? Next, section B. In the section B there are vocabulary and grammar. First of all we have to discuss about vocabulary. In the vocabulary part there are many questions. Among them synonyms, antonyms and correction of the spellings. These are the questions very easy and important to the students. If you practice little much, you can get good marks. Okay, let me tell you. Look at the board, all of you. First of all, we have to discuss about synonyms. These are the important synonyms I have picked out from the passage. Okay, you should learn these synonyms and antonyms as well as spelling words also. Words also for spelling purpose. Okay, first of all, crying synonym is weeping. International synonym is global. Triumph synonym is victory. Bitter synonym is depressed. Luckily synonym is fortunately. Okay. Next, antonyms. Depressed antonym is happy. Terrified antonym is unafraid. Possible antonym is impossible. Successful antonym is unsuccessful. Strength antonym is weakness. Okay. Next, I will tell you some important words for spelling purpose. If you practice little much, all the students can get good marks. Okay. All of you write down. I will tell you. All of you write down. Otherwise, you underlined in the textbook with the pencil. Okay. These are the important words for the spelling purpose. In the words, all of you find out, all of you compulsory mind it in the word IE, EE, OU, IO, will be there in the words. Okay, that kind of words you have to find out while you are writing. Not only this slot, but also there are so many passages in the lesson. You have to practice all these kind of words while you are reading. Okay, let me start. All of you underline with the pencil in your textbook. Terrified, teeth, mounted, action, religion, friends, through, international, triumph, adversity. Next, parents. There may be ask you like this. What is the spelling of parents? P-A-R-E-N-T-S. They may be given like this. P-A-R-A-N-T-S. You have to rewrite the word without spelling mistakes. Okay. Impossible, attempt, successful, strength. Okay. You have to practice all these topics perfectly. Remaining passages also, when you read the passage, you have to find out synonyms, antonyms, verb forms, as well as spellings, words also for spelling purpose. Okay. Next, come to the grammar part. In the grammar part, there is an easiest topic which is give good marks to the all students. Okay, what is that easiest topic? Combination of the sentences. This is the easiest part and also very interesting topic to all the students. Okay, relative clause. Who, which, that. These words are called relative clauses. Okay. By using these relative clauses, these linkers, we have to write as a single sentence by using two sentences. How? Okay, look at the board, all of you. See here, Nick was born in Melbourne, Australia. This is a one sentence. Now he lives in Los Angeles. This is another sentence. By using this linker, we have to write down as a single sentence. Okay, how? Before that, all of you keep in your mind this technique. I will tell you this technique. Okay. This is one sentence. This is another sentence. In the first sentence, which is subject? This is the subject. In the second sentence, which is the subject? He is the subject. Okay. In the first sentence, Nick is the subject. In the second sentence, he is the subject. See here, in the second sentence, he refers to whom? He refers to Nick. Okay. So, these both sentences contain same subject. Do you understand? Am I clear you? These two sentences contain same subject. So, we have to write down this linker beside the first sentence subject. See here, Nick, who was born in Melbourne, Australia, now lives in Los Angeles. See here, Nick. Once again, see here. Nick, who was born in Melbourne, Australia, now lives in Los Angeles. We have to write down this who beside the first sentence subject. Next, we have to remove this full stop and subject also in the second sentence. See, I have removed full stop. Instead of full stop, I have written here comma. I have put here comma. So instead of this full stop, I have put here comma, and I have removed this he. Removed this second sentence subject. Nick, who was born in Melbourne, Australia, comma, I have removed this subject. Now lives in Los Angeles. Okay, do you understand? This sentence give us full meaning. Okay, likewise another sentence. There is another example. Look at the book. See, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man. This is one sentence. He had achieved great things. This is another sentence. By using this who, these two sentences, we have to write down as a single sentence. In the first sentence, which is the subject? I read a newspaper article about a disabled man. I or a disabled man. Which is the first subject in the sentence? Let me come to the second sentence. He had achieved great things. Who had achieved great things? Here, he refers to his person, disabled man. So, in the second sentence, he refers to a disabled man. So, in the first sentence, subject is I. In the second sentence, subject is he. So, in the two sentences contain different subjects. These both are not same. Here, I means Nick. I refers to Nick. First sentence, subject I. I refers to Nick. In the second sentence, he is the subject. He refers to a disabled man. He refers to disabled man. So, both subjects are not the same one. So, where do we write down who to combine these two sentences as a single sentence? Look. When do we face this kind of questions, we have to write down this linker instead of second subject. Okay, do you understand? See here, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man, comma, who had achieved great things. I have written this who instead of he. We have to remove this he. Second sentence subject to be removed. And also instead of this full stop, I put comma. Okay. Instead of full stop, put comma. I have removed this he. In the second sentence subject he, I have removed this subject. Instead of this one, I have written here who. Okay. Once again, I read a newspaper article about a disabled man, comma, who had achieved great things. Okay, do you understand? How do we write these kind of questions? Okay, ma? Little much of practice will be enough to you to get full marks on this topic. Okay, do you understand? Likewise, next relative pronoun, who is over, next which or that. Okay, let me see. See here, all of you look at first question is his parents had taken a decision. This is first sentence. I was sorry. It was hard to him. It was hard to him. Okay. His parents had taken a decision. It was hard to him. How do we write this sentence? By using these relative pronouns. See, his parents had taken a decision which was hard to him. Okay, we can use either which or that to frame the sentence. Okay, we have to remove this full stop after the first sentence. Write down this linker and rewrite two sentences as a single sentence by using this one. Okay, understood? As well as we can use that also instead of which. His parents had taken a decision that was hard to him. Okay, understood? Okay. In the lesson, there are many sentences like this. You have to keep on thorough practice on that topic. Okay. Next, come to section C. In section C, there is creative expression. Okay. In that topic, most important topics are conversation and diary entry. I am giving you about this topic as a homework. See here, all of you take your textbooks. Let me read. I was deeply depressed when I was 8 years old, he said. I went to my mom crying and told her I wanted to kill myself. Okay, from this sentence, you have to write down conversation between Nick and his mother. Okay, you have to write down. Another one about diary entry. You have to write down diary entry after listening video lesson. Okay, about this topic. These two are the homeworks for you. You have to written down. You have to write down. In the next class, I will ask you. You have to, if you have done or not. Have you done or not? Okay. Okay, students. All of you, bye. See you in the next class. Next, come to section C. In section C, there will be creative expressions. In this part, in this topic, we know very well about conversation as well as diary entry also. You know very well how do we write conversation and how do we write to diary entry also. So, Today I am giving you homework on these topics. Okay. First, conversation. All of you look at conversation. Conversation between Nick and his mother. Conversation between Nick and his mother. When he was deeply depressed at the age of 8 years old, cryingly he went to his mother and said to her, "Mummy, I want to kill myself." This is the situation. So you have to write down conversation between Nick and his mother about this situation. This is very important. And also it has given in the examination also, public examination. Okay. Next to diary entry. Today you have listened to my class. So you have to write down diary entry about my video class. Okay. This too you have to write. My students, already I have created a WhatsApp group. You have to show your homeworks through my WhatsApp. The remaining students, you have to send it to your teachers. Okay? Okay. All of you, bye. See you in the next class.